It's another day. We hold on to the gender controversies, and here we are. Yes, I hope you've had a lovely day, lovely week so far. So let's get into it. So this week we talk about the reason why men cheat in their relationships or in their marriages, however you want to put it. And before we go into it, let's first consider this term cheating. I know many people have so many ways of defining this term, and some will be very reservative with it. Some will be too much with it. They would want to say a lot to define it that goes beyond what it really is. Either way, my definition of cheating and how I understand it, and how I think many people should understand it, is that cheating is, in simple terms, it's just that thing involving your affection, time, concentration, and attention about or that you would not like your partner doing to you. Let me narrow it down further. Anything you're doing and that which you know very well if your partner was doing to you would hurt you. Anything you are doing that you would not want your partner to do to you, and that which involves too much of your attention going to that person, too much of your emotions going to of your time, all these things put together, I would call it cheating. Now, let's narrow it down further. Now, these emotions, attention, time, and concentration going towards this person, this person has to be a person of an opposite gender. It goes further into chats, texts, long phone calls, the video calls, a lot of flirting here and there during the calls, physically during the chats, a lot of flirting, and I know you know what it means to flirt. We also have secrecy. Yeah, secrecy. Secrecy is it tops the list, because why are you being secretive about the talks you have, the chats you have, the calls you have with somebody else? Why are you being secretive about it? It's not your boss or work related. So why are you being secretive about it? And it's not your family member. Because if it's a family member, maybe there are projects you're handling that you don't want your partner to know. Maybe, I don't know. If it's your family, it's understandable. But this is just somebody else. Yeah. And to make it worse, it's just an opposite gender friend. So that secrecy tops the list. So when you engage in these things, you know very well that these things, when your partner does them, it will hurt you. Then that definitely is what I consider cheating. So it's not entirely just about sleeping with someone or having sex. That's not just it. That's actually the end game, or that's the culmination of all these. So it progresses from texts, chats, flirts, calls, and this secrecy thing. So at the end of the day, when it winds up to sex, all that is cheating. Okay. So even without it ending up in sex, then it still qualifies as cheating. Yeah. So today we talk about why men cheat, and we have various reasons why they do so. They are not expert knowledge, they're just my own general analysis of situations around here. I've talked to so many people, I've talked to guys, I've talked to ladies, and these are what I came up with as the reasons to why men go outside their relationships, they go outside their marriages. So here it is. So the first thing that causes a guy to cheat in a relationship is opportunity, and I pair these with situational factors. So let me explain it to you. Opportunity simply means the chance is available to do it. All factors concerned are make it easier to do it. So, and then the situational factors are just things that support the opportunities. You know, when you have an opportunity, you don't just go through with it, but when other situational factors motivate you into doing it, then you go along with it. So in men cheating, the opportunity can be like, for example, there is a woman who is attracted to you, or your partner is away, so there is that opportunity. A friend, a co-worker, a client is attracted to you, and then they tell you, and then the situational factors accompany this. So let me give you an example. The guy can be a gym instructor, and as a gym instructor there is this physical attraction, and then women are always like, okay, this is what I want. So this guy deals with so many clients, women clients, and then after a while, let's say a situation like the lady is away, or the woman or the client is working with became more attractive that day. These are the situational factors that now make the opportunity look more viable. So a guy gives in, and then he does what we call cheating. Now, this happens a lot, but it's not the least. So we have the second thing, which is falling out of love. Remember, before we get together with our partners, before we get into a relationship, before we get into our marriages, something unique happens between two people, a man and a woman. It's love and affection. It's a feeling of emotion that comes in, and then it pulls people together, it pulls us together, it pulls you people together. So whenever this affection builds up, no one feels like going outside the relationships or their marriages. But for a man, when it starts to go down, when they start falling out of love for a given reason, this pushes them to be attracted to someone else. Then they end up into cheating and infidelity. So we all must come to the reality, we all must accept the reality, or come to the realization that love never lasts forever. In most cases, it doesn't. I know many people will disagree with me on this, but just reserve your opinion. You can share with me down on the comments below. But the fact is, in most cases, love doesn't last forever. It doesn't. It doesn't. And there are very many reasons to this. So love doesn't last forever. When we've already accepted that. I have accepted that. What we do is just try to make it last long. Now, some people manage to make it last long enough to their death. So when it lasts that long, then yeah, you're lucky. So men often fall out of love, and the indications are, or the factors that cause these are things like communication. It becomes less in the relationship. You communicate less with your partner to the extent that it almost becomes official. It almost becomes professional. Like you talk to your partner not openly as you used to do. We also have something like the men, they don't feel appreciated by the woman. Yes. And then we also have, they don't feel respected. When a guy doesn't feel respected, the communication gets low, things like this. They just make them fall out of love. Remember, when you're starting, they fell in love. Now they are falling out of love. Now, I don't have to tell you or remind you that intimacy, attraction, and all these kind of things, they come with the emotions, love, and that is why you become intimate with your partner. But when you fall out of love, that intimacy, it just goes away, or it hangs there, it doesn't go up. So this falling out of love pushes the guy into infidelity and cheating. Then we also have something else, which is very common, by the way, sexual desire. And this goes hand in hand with unmet needs. Men have been programmed to desire sex a lot, and that is why women, in most cases, when a relationship is starting, they give sex to get love. You see, men do the opposite. Men give love to get sex. Women give sex to get love. Women yearn for affection. Men yearn for the physical intimacy. So this is why desire for sex, and coupled with unmet needs, shifts a man's attention, and they end up cheating. Unmet needs are things like what? Unmet needs are basically just mostly about sex. The lady is always busy, rarely there, taking too much time going on work trips, or spending a lot of time with the children and raising the family, or always going home to visit parents, always visiting friends, always on a work field trip, things like this. Or whenever she's home, always tired. The workload becomes too much for the woman, such that whenever they are at home, they can rarely get into get into the bedroom duties, if you may. So these are needs. Sex is a need for guys, and when they can't get it from a woman, from the woman they are with, then they lose themselves, and then they start going out. Remember, it's now becoming a desire because it's not there. It's being unmet. The woman doesn't provide it. There is this one time, a very close guy friend of mine told me that he hasn't had sex for the last 3 weeks. And the first thing I asked him was, are you okay? And I could see from his face, I could tell that he wasn't okay. You know, men are programmed to just love sex. We are programmed to be intimate almost every day. So unlike women, our sexual desire, our sexual drive is extremely high, very high, to the extent that when it's not there, we end up doing the bad things. So this guy tells me that he hasn't had sex for 3 weeks, and I'm like, damn, you must be suffering, you must be going through a lot. And he's like, well, I'm hanging in there. And for real, I felt for him, because I've been there, and it's not a good feeling. It's entirely, it's something a guy doesn't really want. It brings those weird thoughts into our minds. You deserve this, you're not getting this. Go find it somewhere. Go. So, what? Okay. So, sexual desire and unmet needs, they complicate a relationship. For a guy, he feels like he's no longer desired, he's no longer wanted, he's no longer important. His needs are no longer cared for. The woman focuses on other things. Her job is more important. The kids are more important. Of course, these things are true. Her family is more important, and her attention needs to go there. She's too tired when she comes from work. These things are all reasonable, justifiable, and understandable. But still, something is missing in this guy. And when this is missing in this guy, the inevitable happens. So we lack this at this place. We go look for it somewhere else where we can find it easily, and maybe daily or frequently. You are a woman here, you can't give me this every single day, you can't meet my sexual desires. Yeah, I need them. But there is this other woman here who can give me what I want daily, or maybe twice a week or thrice a week. So why not move here? Why not? After all, it's just sex, nothing. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that is how we think. So at the end of the day, when when we guys can't meet our sexual desires, that's it. We move out. We will stay in the relationship, but we will be quenching our thirsts somewhere else. Yeah. Now, the last thing, or the last reason why men end up cheating is the number one for me, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. it tops the list of those reasons. So the top of the list and the last thing that I'm going to talk about, which tops the list of reasons why men cheat, is how do I put it? Wanting a variety. The most people say that you can't have meat every day, or you can't have veggies every day. You sometimes need to throw in something else. Yeah. So basically, I would say men cheat because they want to feel what it's like to be with this person, that person, and the other person. They want to know how a brown lady is in bed, or they want to feel what it is like to be with a pom pom. They want to know what it is like to be with a petite or petite. It is all about the desire for variety. We want to have fun with this, with that, with those. We want to feel what it's like to be with this and that. I won't be discriminative and use those terms. But generally, it is just about having a variety. We want to drink water, we want to drink whiskey, we want to drink vodka, we want to have a taste of beer, we want to know what gin tastes like, we want to take juice. Drinks are many, flavors are many, and in a lifetime we can only take much. So this drive for the feeling of variety, it resides in men. Most men, I'm not saying all men, but most men. The drive for variety exists. So we tend to feel like, yeah, we were brought, God brought us here to play around, to have a taste of all these varieties. They are there for us. We need to taste all of them. So I would call this immaturity. There is that lack of maturity in men. It just isn't there. Because someone who already has a woman but still tries to find out something they're missing, the only term to describe that person is immature. There's no other word to use. So most of us are basically immature, and that is mostly what drives us to cheating. So this is immaturity. This is basically immaturity to me. It's childishness, but we have to admit it just exists in men, and many men for that matter, most actually. So I can also say that this is infidelity disorder. It's like a condition that we can't explain, we cannot sort out. I don't know. It's just there. Some men have managed to grow out of it, to be mature, but most of us still hang there. We still hang in there. So generally, men often cheat for no reason at all. Even if you try to find this reason, it will make no sense to you. We have, for example, a man can just cheat because he's bored. Boredom. And it's true, boredom drives guys into this. Um, Also, something like the woman's change in physical looks. Maybe the lady has gained weight or lost weight or lost the calves. Uh, she's no longer considered attractive. I don't know. Or just because we feel that we can. Yeah, I told you, it's just no good reason at all. It's very hard to understand. So men can just cheat because they're bored, or they just feel like, yeah, I can do it, so why not? So yeah, yeah. So those were the reasons, in my own opinion, derived from what I have heard from friends, the conversations I've had with friends and colleagues. And you can realize that most of those reasons are stupid, except maybe for falling out of love. Yeah, most of them are just stupid. So men just cheat because they just cheat for stupid reasons, basically. Yeah. So that's it for this week. Next no, actually this week, no, next week again we do another episode of this segment. So till we meet again, oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, do all those kind of things that you guys normally do. Until we meet again, thank you for listening, and take care. I'm out. Peace.